Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new, my name is Raquel. I'm going to be doing a Q&A in this video, just answering a bunch of your questions about me, who I am, and where am I from, and that kind of thing. So, hope you enjoy, and let's get started, because there's a bunch of them. First question is, how old am I? I am 27, I think I'm 27. How long have I been married? We've been married for 6 years. 6 years, actually, just a couple days ago, we had our anniversary. The next question is, where are you from? So, I'm from Pennsylvania. I married my husband, and he was a local Pennsylvanian, and I know, hard to believe it myself, but I grew up in Belize. I was born and raised there. I was a missionary kid, and I lived there all of my life until I got married, with the exception of living like a year and a half in Missouri. So, yeah, born and raised in Belize. If you're born there, you're born there. Tell them that you're born there. Okay, anyway, never mind, that was a definite. We just got back late last night from Florida. Got back around midnight and I slept just a couple hours, so I'm tired. So a lot of the questions were just about my childhood and living in Belize. And along with that question, some of y'all were wondering what were the adjustments in moving up from Belize straight to Pennsylvania. There were a lot of adjustments. Troy and I were just laughing about that the other day because it has gotten so much better. But I had just pretty much forgotten some of the things, and one of them was like, for example, like learning to drive. I didn't know how to drive in the States. I didn't have my driver's license, my US driver's license. I had to learn everything from, okay, I went from a small church, like maybe 30 people, to maybe a very big church. And the church was a lot different than what I was used to. Very, very nice people, very kind people. Nothing against them, but I was the biggest fish out of water. And yeah, grocery stores, like I had never shopped for groceries that I remember by myself or in the States. Like I've been in grocery stores like with my mom and stuff, but like I never did shopping in the States alone up until I got married. Yeah, what else? There's other things. Winter was huge just because in Belize it's warm year round, obviously, and getting used to the cold was a miserable experience, but I think I'm pretty used to it by now, even though I'm always gonna be a summer girl. Just like cooking, I barely knew how to cook when I got married, so that was hard enough. And then cooking with all these ingredients, which I love all the options up here. That's just the best thing about living up here is all the food options, but they just didn't have anything that I was actually familiar with using. So cooking was so terrible. Like on my honeymoon, all of a sudden it hit me that I'm gonna have to cook and it's gonna be in the US and everything's gonna be strange, and I just cried and cried and cried because I was just like, oh bummer, what have I done? No, I knew it was gonna be like that because I was already scared to cook to start off with, and then plus it was all these strange stuff. And thank God that Troy is not a full-blooded American Mennonite, because he, like, I'm talking about like meat and potatoes and that's it, you know, type of person, because that's not me. And I'm so thankful. I'm trying to say that I'm so thankful that he was very flexible. He loves rice and beans and that kind of thing. So I just cooked how I just cooked to the best of my ability, and he ate it. So whatever. But yeah, cooking was definitely hard. Just the most basic thing, filling up with gas. I had never filled up a car with gas before, because in Belize they do it for you, and so I'm like 21 or 22 and I've never filled up with gas before, and I had no idea what to do, and I think I cried then too. I was just like, why is everything so hard? Like the most basic things were so much of a challenge. Not to mention, I knew nobody when I moved up here. I basically just knew Troy and his family, and not even that well, not even very well. I don't actually think I knew anybody. Well, you know, you kind of got to know people while we were dating and stuff, but like I had no friends up here. I didn't know anybody that I would just be able to like spill my guts out to. Like there was nobody like that. And I think that comes a lot with also just moving to like if you were to move to a different community and didn't know anybody, it'd probably be the same thing. But yeah, you throw in this Belizean that's just lost up here. I had no family close by. That was whoa. I kind of forgot. Now that I'm talking about it, I'm like remembering things, but like I kind of forgot some of that stuff. They weren't all bad changes. I actually loved like my first year of marriage and stuff. It was like, I loved it. I loved all the new things and all the first, everything. But there was just so many things that were just so difficult. I think just the humor thing too, this is just a small side note, but like the humor thing, like I would say a joke that I know was hilarious and nobody would get it. They just wouldn't understand it. Yeah, and the other day we had like some company and they were Belizeans. I grew up with them and we were just talking like how we used to talk, and it was so fun because they 100% got humor that I haven't heard in so many years. Like it was so awesome to just like have somebody at my house and just they know exactly all the old jokes, all the inside stuff, everything. It's awesome. Anyway, just the Belizean humor and stuff. I would say the church thing was probably the hardest. We ended up going to a different church about a year after we got married. It's a lot more like what I grew up with. We absolutely love our church. What's the next question? I went on that one for a long time. What takes up most of my time is the next question. I am a nanny. I have been for about 5, probably almost 6 years, because it was shortly after we got married, and I've worked with different families before. I've had babies from when they were like about 2 weeks old and had them till they're about 3.5 full time. And then I've had some, like right now I have one little girl. She's really cute, and I have her just a couple days a week. She is a year old, so that keeps me busy. I love that because I can also be flexible. I have them at my home and I can just take care of them, but then the other days I'm like free to do what I want, and yeah, I like it. What religion are you? We are Christians. We are Bible-believing Christians. We believe that the Bible is the written word of God. Everything in it is true. We try to live by Jesus' teachings to the best of our ability, and we try not to be like cafeteria Christians where you just pick and choose what you believe and leave the rest out because it's uncomfortable or doesn't fit the culture anymore. We believe that, the Bible is still relevant. The New Testament is still relevant for us today, and we just try to live it out at the best of our ability. And we're also Mennonite, which is it's not a religion, it's more of like a lifestyle culture. That is also what we are, which influences a lot of our choices as well. If you have any more questions on that, let me know. I think a lot of my following probably is Mennonite at this point, but I see a few of you that aren't, and so it's really fun when you ask questions. I never mind answering them. You can ask anything you want. What's one quality in your spouse that you hope your kids inherit? I like this question. In my spouse, Troy. I would say his love for people, how like he's not a selfish person. Like he's so unselfish. I think that's one of my favorite qualities about him. Like he's also so easygoing and flexible. Like he's just so easygoing. I think that's one of his best qualities. How many siblings do you have? I grew up in a family of 6, and I'm right in the middle. So I'm the typical middle child, ornery, stubborn. So I have 3 brothers there's 3 boys and 3 girls. So very, very, very fun. Earliest childhood memory. I had a really good childhood, I would say. Not without its really hard times and sad times, but I would say I loved the way we lived as far as just free. We just roamed and we just explored. We were outside. Of course, you're outside all the time, living down there. But that's something that I see up here, and I'm like, man, that's so sad. Kids have a terrible childhood up here because we got to go swimming like every day or as often as we wanted. We go exploring in the woods. We just played and climbed trees. We just played with neighbor kids that just like continual playing all the time. And it was so fun, and just lived in the dirt, in the mud, and I don't know. That's just something that I just love, and I think it's so healthy. We were healthy little rips. Like we never got sick. We definitely didn't care about germs, and we just lived life. But my favorite childhood memory, or my earliest childhood memory, I think it was my 3rd birthday. My mom would always sew us a dress for our birthdays. My dress I was wearing was very puffy, big puffy sleeves, and it was itchy. And I remember sitting on the table with a little bunny cake, and I always remember being itchy. That was my first. I think it's one of my first memories. One of my other memories is sitting on a scooter. Like my mom was driving a scooter, and I'm like between her knees. I think she had like 2 or 3 of us other kids along. Probably all 4 of us kids along. But I think that I was in between her knees. Like I'm the one like standing like in between her knees. I think that's one of my earliest memories too. So the next question is, do we want kids? And the answer is yes, we would love kids. We have been on a very difficult infertility journey for the last couple years. It is, if you've ever been through that, you know it's like this. It's been really hard, but there are some good things about it too that God has taught me personally. There's some lessons learned, and I want to learn all that God, like all that He wants to teach me through this. I know there are things that I see differently now that I never used to. I want to be open to whatever His will is for our lives, and however that looks as having a family, I just want to be open to it. And so I definitely don't want to spend this time just moping around and grumpy, and all I can think about is, wanting a kid. I want to just spend this time, enjoy life, do the things that are a lot harder to do when you have kids. I've been around kids, I've taken care of kids for years, and so I know that they're a lot of work and they're awesome, but there are things that are just a lot easier to do without children. And so while we're in this waiting time, I want to just I don't want to just sit around and just mope and be grouchy or be bitter or whatever. I want to just use this time. This can be a good time in our lives as well, a good season. And I just want to be faithful in this season, and I just want to, like I said, learn whatever God has for me. I also have some health problems, and so I've had a surgery. Working with the doctors, I have some excellent doctors, and so we're doing what we can, but we're also just leaving it with open arms. I've learned to just surrender, which sometimes I have to surrender again, because it's not something that you just do once. You have to surrender often. God is good, He's faithful. It's not to say that I don't have my bad times, because I definitely do, but it's good to have a few friends that you can just say, if you have a few confident friends or confidants, is that the right word, that you can talk to or that have been through this, makes it better. Alright, next question. Do you have any phobias? I don't think so. Oh wait, bears. I'd actually like to know what your phobias are. I think one's bears. Although I think I'm kind of growing out of that, but my whole entire family hates bears. We did not grow up with any bears anywhere near us, and I am just absolutely paranoid of bears. That's the only one I can think of. But I think I'm getting out of that one. The next question is, why did you start YouTube? So I did not want to start YouTube. This was something that my husband really encouraged / pushed me to do for probably a year. He was like, you should do YouTube. Because I was also posting little videos on Instagram and stuff. I love helpful tips and advice and just helpful little videos. I love helping people navigate through the whatever. My favorite products, I love when people talk about their favorite whatever, because I'm just that's so helpful. I'm gonna remember that, or I try to remember that. So he's like, if you like that so much, why don't you do that for others? Because you're already doing it, but you're just not saving the videos. You're already making the videos. Why don't you just put them on YouTube, and it's just easier for people to find. But I just wasn't sure, because YouTube can be so scary. People can post some of the nastiest things, and you're just what? It's whatever. This is so random, or just nosy, or whatever. And I'm just I don't want to do this. And I also was scared of how much work it was going to be, and I was right with that. It is so much work, but I'm actually enjoying it so far. And he's also so I'm the type of person that if I start something, I'm gonna stick with it. I'm gonna carry it out. I want to do it well. I want to do it right. I don't want this half whatever. So he's like, do you know that you can give it a go? And if you hate it, you can stop whenever you want. You don't have to. There's no rules. You don't have to stick with it. And so I was like, okay. And he's like, I'll help you with the editing. And I was like, okay, because that's another thing. I'm not techie. I love photography, but anything other than that, I'm dumb. Whatever. I can't even make emotions, but I'm zero. I'm basically your grandma when it comes to technology. I do not know technology. Anyway, so he's like, I'll help you edit. So I was like, okay. So I really prayed about it, and I really was convinced that God wanted me to do this. I know that sounds like whatever, but I was like, I couldn't help but feel this nudge. I was like from God. I was like, what are you scared of? Are you scared of what people think? Yes. Are you scared of the work? Yes. Are you scared that you're gonna just fail at it? Yes. Anyway, I think that I don't know, I just felt like I really was something I really was supposed to do. I don't really know why, I guess. It is a lot of work. I am enjoying it. I do not know how long I'm going to do it, but I'm just going to do it in the season that I'm in right now. And I only post videos like every 2 weeks, and so 2 weeks more or less, I'm still kind of, if you've noticed, my videos have been kind of like different days and stuff like that, because I'm trying to nail like when I should actually do it, like see when's the right time for me and for the audience and whatever. So they're not completely consistent yet, but I hope to get to that point. But it's only going to be about every 2 weeks for a little while. But the main reason of actually having YouTube, I would say it's going to be more what I enjoy doing, which is like decluttering, cleaning, decorating my house, possibly some shopping or thrift shopping. It's going to be more that style, lifestyle tips, you know, cleaning hacks, but whatever. It's not going to be so much, I don't know. I guess I'll just see where it goes. But that's what I enjoy doing. I already am doing it, so I'm like, well, I might as well just be videoing while I do these projects and stuff like that. You get what I'm saying? But anyway, if there's other things you would love for me to video, let me know. I'm not gonna promise I will. I guess I'm just not doing it for like the clickbait stuff. Like I don't know how many like challenges and stuff I'm gonna be doing as far as like what's popular on YouTube. It's just gonna be me. Like I'm gonna be doing whatever I want to do. Honestly, I hate following rules, so I'm gonna be doing whatever I want to do. And if it goes, it goes. If it doesn't, I tried. I mean, whatever. Okay, that was long. Let's see what else. Next question. Favorite Bible character? John the Baptist. Always John the Baptist. I just like him. He's a little weird. I mean, he dresses really weird, but he's just dynamic, and I just love him. I love that, like, his raw honesty, and I just love that story or whatever. Favorite snack? Oh, that changes per daily. But I'm gonna say fruit, probably. I love fruit. Any fruit, I'm just like, I love fruit. So, favorite smell? Mint tea. Like, actually that's my favorite drink too, whatever. My favorite drink is mint tea, like meadow tea, like Amish Mennonite tea type stuff that they come up with in Pennsylvania. So good, honestly. That meadow tea, whatever situation. I still haven't learned to make it really good, but wow. Favorite snack, I said that already, fruit. Especially Belizean fruit, like tropical fruits with salt and pepper and a little bit of lime. Literally in my mouth. I'm drooling. Spender or saver? Spender. I'm a saver in some weird random things, and I try to do my best, but also like I love to spend money too. No, I don't like to spend money sometimes, but it just happens. You know what I'm saying? And are you an animal lover? Oh. No, seriously, I really don't like animals. I would be happy to never own any animals in my entire life. I shouldn't say that I like all animals, but like things like zoos or pets, whatever, I just don't care. It's so boring. It's so boring. I even went on a safari in Africa, and I was like, the first like elephant or giraffe, I was like, oh my word, that's so cool. And then after that, I was like, this is so hard. But I just don't like animals. To me, they're just so boring. I mean, am I a terrible person? I might be a terrible person. I mean, I feel like I am. I like dogs. I mean, they're fine. So the next question is, have you ever met anybody famous? Have you ever met someone famous? I did not meet this person, but I saw him. Prince Harry. So I'm a huge royal family fan. I know, mock me if you want, but I waited 6 hours in the scorching heat in Belize with my best friend to come see Prince Harry fly in. It was so hot that day, but we wanted to be, I'm not sure why we got there so early. I guess just before the crowds, and we got there and we could not get closer than what we were to him. Like the crowd could not get closer. We were so close to him. And yeah, that was kind of fun. Honestly, that was really fun. Let me see, I don't know if anybody else. I saw Laura Bush going by one time, I don't know, in a caravan or whatever you call it. That's basically him. The Belize's prime minister multiple times. He's not famous. Would you like to be famous? No, never. I like my privacy. What's a weird habit that you have? I think I should have Troy answer this one because I don't have any weird habits. I'm sure I do. I can't think of any. Honestly, I can't. If you could live abroad, where would you live? This is really like getting off the this is really getting random here, but I would say Switzerland. It's so expensive. But maybe like for a summer or Italy. I love me some Italy. Probably go to Italy. And I think I'm done. That was a lot of questions, and I feel like this video is going to be very long. And anyway, I hope you enjoyed it. If you did, let me know. Tell me something about yourself. I would love to know. Comment down below and just say, hey, I also don't like this, or this is my phobia, or this is my favorite drink, or whatever you want to say. Say it. And I'll have fun reading your comments. If you haven't, subscribe. If you don't wanna, please don't. And I'll talk to you guys later. Bye.